Hello. Welcome to the Dynamic Life Show with your host, Deronda Michelle. I'm excited about you being here. I'm excited because you decided to show up. You decided to show up for yourself in this incredible life. It's an incredible life simply because you're here to live it. Simply because you woke up with breath in your body and blood running warm in your veins. So I'm excited about you being here. Now, I want you to go grab some friends, some of your fashionista friends, because today is all about fashion. And I know that you got something that you are fashionable about, and it's the Fashionably Great segment of the Dynamic Life Show. It's fourth Sunday, so that means we're talking all things fashion. So go and call your fashionista friends, go and call your fabulous friends that's always dressed to the T or dressed to the nines, as they say, because you're gonna want to make sure that they do not miss this segment, because I have two fashion-focused fashion friends here, two business boss ladies that's soaring in this fashionpreneur space, and we want you to be able to connect with them. So listen, the Dynamic Life Show is all about helping you do just that, with community resources, with business resources, with those things that are going to cause you to shine in your lane of brilliance. It's going to help you level up. It's going to help you be able to say, yes, I'm taking notes, because note takers are money makers. And we know all of us can stand to put a few more dollars in our pocket, but we got to educate ourselves. We got to inspire. We got to empower ourselves with the resources that we have access to. So stay tuned. I'm coming back for all things fashion. Go and find your fashionable friends for the Fashionably Great segment of the Dynamic Life Show with Deronda Michelle. I'll see you back in here in a minute. Stay tuned.
We must secure our families. KFG Life Insurance Specialist is a company that partnered with 15 of the top life insurance companies to ensure you get the best pricing, knowledge, and products to suit your family needs. Some people believe that term insurance is better than whole life insurance, while others feel the complete opposite. Some may feel like universal life is the way to go, and others may feel it's better to have a whole life policy. The truth is, neither of the products are better. One just may be more suitable for your family. Our life insurance specialists are not biased, as they are partnered with several life insurance companies. This ensures our clients get the best pricing, education, and products that are suitable for their families. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist make these decisions easier for you and your family. Our office is located at Security Square Mall, next to Burlington, in the CoyoteMan Show Network. Please call to make an appointment at 443-400-5224 or go to www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. That's www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist help you prepare your family in the present, because the future is not promised. Act now.
Welcome back. You know what I forgot to ask y'all? I forgot to ask y'all, what you cooking good looking? I know it's Sunday, it's Ravenstown, woo! I still don't have my purple on today, but it's purple in my heart, okay? I want you to tell me what you got cooking over there. Just turn it down, let it simmer a little bit, because we're talking fashion. I hope you ran and got your pencil or your ink pen and your writing pad, because we're gonna drop some jewels and some nuggets that you're gonna want to take note of to help you along this journey. We're getting help from Miss Antoinella Peterkin today. Did I say that right? Antoinella Peterkin today, who is the owner of Fame Fashion, Art, Mentoring, and Etiquette. Don't we need all of that in our life and then some? Okay, Miss Antoinella is the owner and the founder of Fame, and she helps young girls shine in that area with fashion and art and mentoring and etiquette. And she and I met just a few weeks ago. Well, we talked online several months ago because she was going to manage the fashion show, because y'all know I'm all things girls entrepreneurship and girls leadership for the Princess Within Girls Leadership Conference. And so she was like, Miss Shelley, I can't do that, but here's what I can do. And you see, that's one of the things you got to learn to pivot. We had to learn how to pivot in this pandemic, right? And so we pivot, and she said, I'm gonna give you some affirmation jars. So Antoinella became a sponsor for the Girls Leadership Conference just by we began to think outside of the box. And she still wanted to be there, though she couldn't be there physically. So she lent herself from her craft. And so she said that's how she shines in that fame lane, through creativity. That's how she uses fashion, just from creativity. And so we're going to be talking to her. And we're also talking to my guest, Miss Rita Timmons. Now, I can't even say we met a few weeks ago. We just met because we was at the right time, at the right place, at the right moment, at SCN Business Networking Mixer. Friday night, y'all. Friday night, fabulous Friday night. We just met Friday night. But come to find out, we was in the same room like 10, 12 years ago for a fashion calendar release party. Yes. And we got to talking about fashion, and we found out we was at the same event, and she was strutting her stuff down the runway that day. And so she's going to talk about how she has been all around the world just teaching modeling and training new models and strutting her stuff across the runway. And so I'm excited about having Antoinella Peterkin here of fame. Write that down, and connect, and you're gonna be able to connect with them on Instagram and all those places. And Rita Timmons of Style and Grace and of Purpose Restored. So ladies, I'm excited about having y'all here, and I'm gonna start right here. Antoinella, I know I said you graduated with your degree in what, communication art? Tell us about that.
So I went to Notre Dame, right here in Baltimore City. I got my bachelor's in communication arts with a minor in business. I had to take a business class, and we had to come up with a business plan. At the time, it was called Class Act, because I remember it vividly. I always wanted to teach etiquette through the art. So it was always etiquette and then the art piece.
Wow.
And when I left from Notre Dame, I left with this whole business mindset because I had a minor in it. And I went on to do AmeriCorps through Public Allies. I was working at Higher Achievement Mentoring Program, and I was like serving dinner and helping out and doing this and doing that. And then I'm like, I want to do something else. Like, I want to do something more. So I'm like,
your desire was there.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I was like, I want to do a fashion design elective. Like, you guys are hiring outside people. I work here. So it's kind of like, I'm helping you save money, but then I'm also like bringing my talent. So my supervisor at the time, Jacob Waits, I always shout him out because without him, this would be possible. He told me, he said, I want you to write this up, and I want you to write it up something that you can take wherever you go, whether it's here at Higher Achievement or wherever you go. And I took that winter break we had, and I wrote my proposal, and then when we came back in January, I started teaching fashion design electives at Lakeland Elementary. And from there, it's kind of like a skyrocket. The next year, I did another year with Public Allies, but I didn't get rehired at Higher Achievement. So I had to go back and look at different schools and nonprofits, and I actually got hired at the Mount Washington School. And Principal Sutor and Assistant Principal Danielle Cromartie, they were like, we want you here, and we want your program here. You can do whatever you want. Now, anybody that knows me, you know, you don't tell Antoinella that she can do whatever she wants with her program. And from there, it kind of just like, it skyrocketed. Mount Washington will always be home, and from there I've kind of been able to get to multiple different schools. I've even been able to work at schools where the young ladies started their own club, they started their own organization where they had to get grant funding and things like that. So at Lily Mae Curl Jackson is where I reside now. We have the Mission Marvels, which was started by 3 of our 8th graders a few years ago, who are currently now 11th. No, they're actually 12th graders, and some of them have already graduated, but they started when they were in like the 7th or 8th grade, and they came up with the plan to name it Mission Marvels, which is Models Inspiring Sisterhood and Service in Our Neighborhood. So we were really big on acronyms, but the acronyms that have a little bit of meaning and a little bit of substance to it. So, you know, from there, I kind of have been offering services not only to the fashion and art design piece of it, but also to the mentoring piece and teaching etiquette. So I do lunch bunch services at some schools. I also work after school with some programs and teaching different affirmation activities like the affirmation jars and affirmation mirrors, because I feel like when you instill that confidence and you build that confidence up, just where they can go with it is just endless possibilities. And I feel like it's a quote that says kind of like you want to be who you needed when you were your younger self. And I'm being who I needed when I was younger. You know, confidence wasn't always there, even though it seems like it was. I built it up over, once I realized I really could dress. And like, even looking at my baby pictures, like my parents set me up for success. Like they just knew that I was going to be the one. Like I was going to be young. Bro, I look at the pictures, I'm like, I was real cute. The name earrings, the matching bow rags. I had every color jellies. I had the tennis shoes with the ruffled socks. Like it was just, I always knew that I was meant to be fly.
And we're not missing this popping purple lip, y'all. We not missing that, okay? Come
purple's
on.
my favorite color.
Hello.
It's a sense of royalty, the queen of fear. So yeah, it's kind of just like when you have that one person that believes in you, it only takes that one person to kind of get you going. Because sometimes that one person isn't always yourself. You need to hear it from someone else, and then that's confirmation and gets you like, ooh, I can do it. And I just kind of got my feet running. And now I literally, the last time I wrote in my journal from memory, I wrote down about 120 names of young girls that I've worked with. First and last name. So shout out to my mother for that good memory, because without her, it couldn't have been possible.
Awesome.
But just to know, and these young girls are anywhere from college graduates to now currently in second grade. So I've worked with so many different girls at different schools. And I just want to thank the principals, because without the principals, I wouldn't have programming. Those principals believed in me. Those principals welcomed me with open arms. All of my business partners who have kind of been like with my crazy ideas, because sometimes it gets a little weird in the fashion lane. You know, as a visionary, it's no limits. Like I believe there's no boundaries. There's no limits in the fashion lane. I can do anything that I want to do. So if I come up with this grand idea, somebody is going to help me get to that grand idea. Somebody's going to help me get there. And I just believe you just have the right people in your circle, and you can kind of like soar from there. So.
Yes, absolutely. And it's nothing like you said, just having somebody who's willing to listen to the vision, because we know every visionary needs people to help carry the vision forward. Absolutely. And so it's nothing more pleasurable than being able to see the fruit bear the fruit and see the fruit of your labor. So applause that you are seeing the fruit of your labor, and that you have those cheerleaders. And so we met Friday night at the C-suite was our conversation. We met there, and Rita and I just began to talk. But while we were online on the live, you know, Dr. Leroy, he said, this is the C-suite, so I got to come up with some C names of this connection. And so as we began to talk, he had some other C's, but you just named 2 C's that we didn't even talk about, the creativity. And you said, as a visionary, sometimes I can get a little crazy. Is that what you said? And somebody got to be willing to listen. I know it sounded a little crazy, but here's the creative idea that I had. And so applause to how you have taken this dream of yours and carried it forward, and got collaborators, that was my C word, collaborators to help you birth this creativity to move forward. Absolutely. And it's nothing like seeing things just come to fruition and flourish in your life. And so I applaud you for that. And so as Rita and I was at the C-suite talking C-suite stuff, you know, we began to just discuss different things. And as we moved beyond the mic, we was able to go into the hallway and just begin to chat about the things that Rita has accomplished and Rita has overcome. And Rita has, you know, when I began to read the bio, I was like, oh Lord, this might be my Dubai connection. Y'all wasn't here for them past few Sundays that I said on my vision board for 2023. I want to go to the Dubai Fashion Week. And Lord, I almost fell out when I saw on her bio that she had modeled and done stuff fashion related in Dubai. So y'all got it right here on tape, right?
Yeah.
Rita,
we holding you
talk to me, okay? Talk to me. Rita, how did you get your start? Because, you know, one of my cousins told me, oh, you can model. I said, oh, I'm too short for that. And Rita ain't much taller than me, y'all. We sitting on these high chairs, but Rita ain't much taller. So Rita, I know there were some challenges. How did you get your start in this fashion world?
First of all, I would like to say thank you for having me
You're
today.
welcome.
Challenge is my C word.
Okay.
However, we all know if we have our focus on that man upstairs.
Yes.
Those challenges, we overcome them.
Absolutely.
And of course, one of the challenges is my height.
Mm-hmm.
I am 5 feet,
Mm-hmm.
0 inches. And people would always tell me no. And the reason, let me backtrack, the reason I actually got into modeling was due to rejection.
Woo! Come on now.
I had been rejected so much as a child and from peers in school. And it's like, well, what's wrong with me? What did I do? Why don't people like me?
Mm-hmm.
And because of some other adversities I had gone through during my childhood. And it's like, okay, well, you get on the runway, you get nothing but attention.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And just like in life, negative and positive attention. But I didn't care because I was getting something that I lacked growing up with. And I started started out in pageants.
Okay.
In South Carolina.
Which are really big right now.
Pageants are huge. They were not my thing. The only thing I enjoyed about a pageant was sitting in the convertibles with the really pretty frilly dresses and my little frilly socks waving.
Yes.
And all the people. Other than that, pageants were not my thing. And then I realized modeling. Started a charm club in the 9th grade at my high school. Okay. And I had been dabbling in modeling, doing more so editorial things of that nature. And it's like, no. You can kill a runway. I don't care what anybody else says. And I just started going to model calls. And of course, there were challenges. And people would say no because they have this particular aesthetic that they're searching for. And of course, I fit none of it.
Wow.
However, I would begin to ask, well, will you allow me to show you what I can do? The life that I can bring to your garments. And from that day forward, I never had an issue again.
Asking questions. It's key, you guys. Asking questions when the answers are not right there staring you in the face. You see how she said she started? Rejection propelled her forward. You can do anything to overcome your challenges. Living a dynamic life means we all realize we got some challenges, but it's facing your challenge head on and looking around you and tapping into those resources to say, how can I overcome this challenge? So I applaud you how you said that rejection, you felt it, you embodied it, you knew what it was about, but you stepped forward because you said there's got to be more to this. This rejection is not going to define who I am. And you said she began to do that. You began to do that runway that you started somewhere with the pageants and you realized it wasn't totally for you. And so if you're that listener out there today, you love the fashion world. Fashion is a huge billion-dollar industry. I believe if you would narrow in on the niche area that you really desire to aspire in, and let that give you the inspiration that you need to move forward. But first, narrow down to the area that you really are attracted to or that you feel that you have gifts to serve in. And so talking about gifts to serve, we got a rundown of how Antoinella has served in this community. But Antoinella, tell us, I know a little bit about, you said you have impacted 100 and some girls. Tell us what some of the things are that you're doing right now through Fame.
So right now, I currently, I go back to my old elementary school. I always said when I made it big or when I start my own program, I'm going to go back to all of the schools where I have either been a student or, you know, I did work when I was younger. And I feel like I've done that except for maybe with the exception of 2. Okay. So right now, and I'm currently at my old elementary school, I go for lunch bunch with the 2nd and 3rd graders and then the 4th and 5th graders. So I go during their lunchtime. The first couple of minutes they eat their lunch and then we kind of do like table talk and then we do different activities. So it can range anywhere from affirmation jars to affirmation mirrors to sometimes we do canvases. One time I did these wooden canvases I found in Michael's. It was like a girl with a fro or a girl with 2 puffballs and I let them pick which one they wanted. And when you give kids an empty canvas and the supplies, like the magic that they make, you know, and so many kids are like, oh, I want mine to look like this. I want mine to look like hers. These kids these days, some of them, they're like, this is how I'm doing mine. And I don't care what hers look like, but this is how I'm doing mine. And that's what I live for, to see the originality, to see the creativity, to see what that empty canvas can look like when you give them just a little bit of hope, a little bit of, you know, that time and that, like giving them the resources pretty much to do the things. I also teach at Lily Mae Carroll Jackson. I teach a 7th and 8th grade resource class, and it pretty much embodies affirmation, art, sisterhood, and service.
Yes.
So like their ending project is they have to research a woman of color, whether it be a local woman of color or in the history books, and we're having like a big award show for their final project, and they have to come dressed as their person, and they have to give an acceptance speech. So through their acceptance speech, if I said, okay, you're Oprah Winfrey, you have to say through your acceptance speech, you know, I started off here, but who thought I would make it here to be on this network, and did it like. And I've read these acceptance speeches, and like these girls are really being creative with their realm. And then I also they're doing a business pitch competition. So some of these girls already have businesses, but for the ones who don't have businesses, I want them to kind of get a business mindset. So it could be either you want to start this business tomorrow, or if I was to recreate a product, like if I was to take the crock machine and make it into a vending machine so you can make your own gibbets on it. Like that's my idea. How would I pitch that to a business pitch competition? So like a lot of the kids like, I don't really want to start a business.
I would love to attend that.
And I'm like, you don't have to start it today, but I want you, if in 10 years you want to start a business or grow a business or even work somewhere where you have to help their business, you need to know the skills and the resources that you need to start that business. So I'm lucky that, you know, with Lily Mae being one of my home schools as well, they were able to accept me back with open arms and to teach this resource class. And each trimester I have a different group of girls. So next trimester we're going to tap into poetry. So instead of it being an award show, we're going to do like an open mic to pay homage. So it's really like them paying homage to women in history, but also they're getting the award because they have completed the class and they have done what they needed to do. And in addition to that, I also am a female DJ. We take it over, okay? So myself and a group of other female DJs, we are actually at a few schools in Baltimore City and Howard County, and we're teaching DJing to students. So shout out to my mentor, Sinead Chambers, for the brilliant idea. And for thinking of me. You know, she is a veteran who has 20 plus years of education and DJing under her belt. So to think of someone who is just kind of getting started and to say, I want you on my team, like it's definitely an honor, and I'm going to do whatever I can do to make her proud. And I also have a program at Sisters Academy, Baltimore. I used to go back and tutor at Sisters Academy when I was working at Notre Dame. So that's that part of wherever I started or wherever I made an impact, I want to go back.
Learn, earn, return.
George Frazier. That needs to be on a t-shirt.
George Frazier.
Learn, earn, return.
Yes.
I need a t-shirt. As you can see, I love t-shirts. Busy being best dressed. That's on period.
You know, one thing I have learned is once you unleash creativity, it flows. And can you all see how it flows? It's just flowing. And you know what? It impacts so many others around you. So I love how people are being impacted just by you unboxing the creativity, because so many people they don't live that dynamic life because they have not allowed themselves to come out of the box. They born through a canal. They birth through the canal, but then when we leave here, we're in a box. But you don't have to live your life in a box.
Don't put me in a box.
Live a dynamic life. The world, what they say, your world is the oyster. You have to unleash and allow yourself to move forward in life. That's how you begin to live a dynamic life. And so we're going to ask Miss Rita in reference to the people that you have impacted. I know you said you do some training. And what is it that you are sharing with the young ladies from your brain and their brilliance?
Honestly, to always be your authentic self.
Yes.
We live in a city that is literally in distress. There's depression, oppression, a little bit of everything. And our we're known for crabs. We're also known for being crabs in a barrel.
Yes.
And I always point out to them, I want you to understand, if you consider this, out of 100 million sperm cells, you were birthed. That means there is something distinctly here for you to do. You were purposed for something brilliant.
Yes.
However, with all of what you see it deters you. What you've gone through, it deters you. But I need you to rise above that.
Yes.
Give that stuff away. Surrender all of that and move forward in what you are called to do.
Yes.
And it literally, it's exciting to see them. We get into class, even in etiquette classes, the parents learn. We allow the parents to sit in the class.
Yes.
And it's like, well, I never knew this.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
There was one time I had to punish the parent and the child.
Oh, no.
Class was finished, and one of the young ladies said, let me hold your cell phone. I said, no. Do not give her your cell phone. I said, who pays that bill and who does that cell phone belong to? She said, it's my mom's. I said, well, how do you ask? Because you've learned these things in class. And she just held her head down, and I told her, I said, don't feel bad about it. But these are things you have to remember, because in a society, in a different culture, they are looking for these types of things, and you are to honor the adults that are in your life. You are to honor humans, period. Now, take a minute, breathe, and think about the proper way to ask for something that belongs to someone else.
Wow.
And she thought about it, and she came back and she asked correctly, and she said, please, and I'm big on please and thank you.
Yes.
And she did that. I said, and I need you to remember that from this day forward. And her mother just looked at me and she was like, thank you.
Right.
And because some of them, they are so used to giving their children and spoiling their children. No, you are the parent. Be parent first,
right?
Then be friend.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if not, they will run over you.
Absolutely.
So it's been an honor to kind of provide structure, to provide the etiquette, even with teaching them runway. So we intermingle things because if you really look at it, it's a skill set in life.
Yes. Absolutely.
The way you walk on a runway is the way you should walk down every street.
Woo! Come on now.
With your shoulders back, your head held high, and you keep walking.
Yes. Moving forward.
That is so funny that you said that. Because with Fame, our tagline is we help youth to embrace their creativity on the runway of life.
Wow.
So it's we have that runway piece for the fashion, but the life piece is that connector piece. Like I said, it's always been teaching etiquette through the arts.
Yes.
The arts are always the first thing that they get rid of in the school system. The arts are always the first thing, or the thing that people don't think that is important. Like even when I did 1 year where I did boys, just 1 year, because I knew those boys because I worked at the school. And with those boys that 1 year, so many of them said that they didn't want to play sports. They wanted, or the sports was like their backup plan, but they wanted to be a chef, or they wanted to design their own shoes. And if we instill more of the whole rounded child instead of like what we're supposed to be, like don't tell me what I'm supposed to be, because you're gonna be highly disappointed, because I'm never gonna be what you want me to be. I'm always gonna be the opposite, because I know what my potential is, and I'm gonna show you that I can do what you said and 10 times up 10 other things and do it all the same way and all of its greatness. So I feel like if we focus on the whole roundedness of a child, like they will just come out soaring a little bit higher than saying, okay, if you're a boy, you need to play sports, or if you're a girl, you need to be a doctor, or you need to do this, or be stay at home.
You put them in a box,
like and I and we have to break out of that box. So like I'm glad that you said that the way I'm going to class tomorrow, they're going to be the way that you walk down that hallway. That needs to be the way that you walk in life, okay? And if you running down that hallway, then slow it on down, because slow and steady wins the way. So
and the fact that when you shared that, it wasn't seen as a punishment. So many times those young people shut down because they seen correction as a punishment. No, baby, this is to help you 5 years from now and 10 years from now, and how to honor the adults in your life. This is some structure to tackle and erase some of that mayhem. You may have been living in mayhem up to now, but you in Miss Rita's class now, I'm going to teach you about structure. One thing that I said to my grandkids all the time is manners will take you where money never can.
Yes.
And that's so true. And so as we teach them at a young age, honor those parents, Ask for things the right way. Remember to say that please and that thank you. And don't look at correction as a punishment. It's to improve you your entire life. It can improve your day tomorrow. It can improve you next month, next year. It can improve your lifestyle when you embrace the blessing that structure it. Listen, imagine if the earth was chaotic still. We wouldn't even be able to sit there because gravity wouldn't even be working. We'd be floating and flying all over the place. But even the world has order. It's a lot of order and a lot of disorder in society, but it's order in the world. And I thank God for people like you who bring order to other kids, who let them see that they can do it if they put their mind to it. We're going to commercial right now, but when we come back, these ladies are going to share how they live a dynamic life and how you can live that dynamic life through fashion. My name is Deronda Michelle. It's Dynamic Life with Deronda Michelle. We'll be back in a moment. And what you got cooking good looking? And tell me, I need somewhere to stop after this show today.
We must secure our families. KFG Life Insurance Specialist is a company that partnered with 15 of the top life insurance companies to ensure you get the best pricing, knowledge, and products to suit your family needs. Some people believe that term insurance is better than whole life insurance, while others feel the complete opposite. Some may feel like universal life is the way to go, and others may feel it's better to have a whole life policy. The truth is, neither of the products are better. One just may be more suitable for your family. Our life insurance specialists are not biased, as they are partnered with several life insurance companies. This ensures our clients get the best pricing, education, and products that are suitable for their families. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist make these decisions easier for you and your family. Our office is located at Security Square Mall, next to Burlington, in the CoyoteMan Show Network. Please call to make an appointment at 443-400-5224 or go to www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. That's www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist help you prepare your family in the present, because the future is not promised. Act now.
Hey, welcome back to the Dynamic Life Show with Deronda Michelle. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking all things fashion and creativity and connectivity and collaboration. We've been still talking the spillover from Friday Night C-Suite, but we've been talking to Antoinetta Peterkin of Fame, and we've been talking to Ms. Rita Timmons of Style and Grace and Purpose Restored. And so these ladies are going to let you know how you can get in touch with them, but I want to tell you how to get in touch with me. CoyoteManOnline.com/Dynamic Life. Okay, I want you to tell me in the chat what you gained from this show. If you want to connect with these ladies to find out all about the programs they have going on, they're going to give you their information right now. We're going to start with Miss Rita Timmons over here. Tell them how they can connect with you.
On all social media, I am Rita Timmons, and let me spell it for you because my parents knew how amazing I was going to be. It's RETTATIMMONS. You can also reach me at info@ritatimmons.com.
Hey, awesome. And so if you want to be that model, you want to be that fashionista, get in touch with Miss Rita. Tell them what information. If they had to run and get a pen, and now they got that pen, tell them again, please.
Info@ritatimmons.com, and it's Rita Timmons, RETTATIMMONS, on all social media.
Yes, and she has rock runways all over the world, Dubai and Italy and places like that, as well as Baltimore. She's been shutting it down for years. So you want to connect with her because she got all kind of resources for you. Just like Miss Antoinetta Peterkin of Fame for fashion and art and mentoring and etiquette. How can they get in touch with you after the show?
All right, so I'm on Instagram at Fame, F-A-M-E, Design Program. So it's Fame Design Program on Instagram. And then on Facebook, I'm Antoinetta Peterkin. That's ANTOINELLA. Last name is Peter, KIN. And please make sure you follow, connect in any instances of that. I'm also in a contest right now, or I'm nominated for the Fab Fashion Adult Kids Designer Award.
Yes,
So
I went and voted too. I went and voted.
Follow me so you can click the link so that you can vote for me, and also see all of the other amazing young people who are doing a lot of different things in the communities and surrounding states and communities.
Yes, and then perhaps if you're running a school, or and you've been looking for a program for after school. Y'all heard Antronella say she's been all around some of the schools teaching kids those things that's going to help them level up and live a dynamic life. One last statement: how do you live a dynamic life, Rita?
I stay true and authentic to myself.
Yes, and you, Antronella?
I just wake up every day and I know that I am enough just the way that I am, and I work to instill that in the people who are around me, whether it be my coworkers, my kids, my parents, anyone, just to know that you are enough the way that you are.
Yes, y'all heard it right there. That's how you can too live a dynamic life. Be your authentic self and spread the good things that you have to offer in this life. My name is Deronda Michelle, and I want to see you next week. So come on back. Let me know in the chat what you gained from the show, and you can reach out to me again at CoyoteManOnline.com/dynamic life. Now listen, they want me to be Fab Over 40, but you gotta vote. Go Fab Over 40 /2022 /Deronda McDuffie. I want to win this contest, y'all. So spread the word. I am Fab Over 40 after all, and I want the East Coast to be on the map. Hello?
Yes.
Thank you. See you next week at 2:30 on Sunday afternoon. God bless. Keep living a dynamic life. This has been the Fashionably Great segment for Sundays. I'll see you soon, fashionistas. Take care. Thank you.